Okay, let's practice graphing a set of linear inequalities in MyLabs Plus. First thing I would definitely do is always enlarge the graph so you've got a nice big graph to work with. And I would also be drawing it on the side on paper to help you out as you go. But in order to graph this first line, let's say, we need to basically graph y equals 5x minus 2. The inequality being strict without the or equal to symbol lets me know I need it to be dashed. So I choose both the line and the dashed option. And then to graph this line, I'm going to start down at the y-intercept of -2, click, lock that, so that locks that point in, and then I'm going to use the slope to move up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to the right 1, click that point in, and then click off of it to like lock the line in. So I'm going to also, as I go, make that same line on my paper. So I started down at negative, whoops, let me pick my blue again. So I started down at -2, and then I moved up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, and this was a dashed line. Okay, so I've got a little sketch of that on my paper. Now I want to make the second line, so I'm going to choose this time the line, but solid because it's a non-strict. It's got the or equal to sign. On this one, I start up at the y-intercept of 4, and then I move up 1 over 1, click again to lock that point, and then click outside of it to lock the line. So again, I'm going to make that same line over here, starting up at 4, moving up 1 over 1 would put me right here, and then solid line like this. Okay, so I have similar images on my graph paper, or my paper over here, and also online. Now, when you want to shade, this doesn't give you the option to kind of like shade below this line, shade above this line, and then find your final shading. The only thing you can shade in MLP is the final shading. So this is where you want to figure out where does that belong first on your paper. So if I choose a test point of, let's say 0, 0, choose that if it's available. I'm going to test that point in both of my equations, or inequalities. So if I check 0, 0 in this first one, I get 0 is greater than 5 times 0 minus 2, which says 0 is greater than -2. That is true. So as far as this dashed line is concerned, I want to shade the side that has 0, 0 on it. So on this one, I'm shading upward like this. So I already know right now, like these two right regions, this region over here and this region over here are out. They're not possible. Okay, now if I'm going to check that in my second inequality, I get 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 4. I get 0 is less than or equal to 4, which is also true. It also happens to be true. It's nice to use a different color for shading. It means as far as the solid line is concerned, I also have to shade the side that has 0, 0 on it. So in this one, I'm shading downward like this to where 0, 0 is. Then where my overlap, where those two different colors overlap, is in this, I don't know why that is making such a big, there we go. It's this area in here. It's the stuff in between these two lines here. So that is where I want to click my shading in MLP, down here. So what you have to be careful is and what you have to be doing is you have to be drawing it on the side, doing these kind of individual shadings over here, figuring out that final shaded area, and then only that can be clicked here. Then you can save it and check your answer. Okay, so I hope that helps.